So look at that. Yes, indeed. Homemade cat head biscuits. Hi, it's Michael from Brookstopia. We're going to start out with some flour, Martha White's self-rising flour. And once again, I don't really measure too well, especially when making biscuits. It's kind of by feel. You have to practice to get better. A lot of practice because a lot of the stuff is by feel. But I usually do 2 cups of flour or 2.5 cups of flour when I'm trying to make I think this is a 9-inch cast iron. But then I put it in the sifter. And I believe sifting adds body, more fluffy. So I hope y'all's morning's going well. It's 8:05 here, Central Time. So once I get the flour sifted, I add in my Crisco, whatever. I mean, I kind of do this by feel as well. I'll let y'all look at the end product whenever I finish mixing it all together. But I do this. This is my second step, sifting the flour. I used about 3 cups of flour. So if I had to guess, this is probably like a 1/4 cup of Crisco. But I just kind of do it like that with my hands. I don't mess with it too much because the more you mess with the biscuits, the tougher they're going to be. So, but practice. I made these biscuits for years at the fire station, and most of the time they got slung out in the trash. And the guys at work, they're your worst critics. So if they're not any good, they'll let you know real quick. But if they are good, they also will give you props. So, but I enjoy making these in the morning when everybody's still asleep. I'm a morning person, so this gives me something to do. Get up, make people breakfast. Breakfast makes people happy usually, especially if it's good breakfast. So this is one of the first things that I made for my wife, and I think it was hook, line, and sinker. But see, I still need to add a little bit more because it's not quite there yet. So just to give you a look, it's like it's little BBs. I mean, it's not exactly clumpy or nothing like that, but you could do this with a fork or I guess one of those dough smashing things, but I just do it with my hands. So, but now I'm about to add in my buttermilk. And when you use buttermilk, use full fat. And you're going to make a mess too. Well, I do anyway. So, and this is another one of those things you just kind of do it by feel. Kind of mix it all in there. Like I said, don't be too rough with them now. Kind of mix that in. And once I get to the finished product, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. If it's too dry, it's too dry right now. I know it's going to be too dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. I have my Rode mic on too, so hopefully the audio is a little bit better. Which the audio should be fine in the kitchen anyway. So. Let's see, had a little bit of spillage. It's okay. Still a little bit too dry. Add a little bit more. I'm gonna try to make the videos faster, keep people watching, get to the point. But made a little bit of content yesterday on the trail. I was having a really hard time yesterday. Really wanted to pick up the old bottle and get back to it, but I was able to resist. I'm thankful. I'm gonna make them 30 days no matter what. So, see, that's what I like right there. So you can kind of see how it's wet. So something else I do is I don't roll my dough out. I kind of form them up in my hand. But I put a little bit of flour right here because this stuff is sticky. So I put a little flour right there on a plate. Spread it out. I guess you could do it on a cutting board if you want to. I put a little salt on it. And then a little white sugar. Kind of give it a little mix around. All right. I'm gonna start forming up my biscuits. I let the butter get a little too warm. That's all right though. I already got the fire cut off. I preheat the oven for 450. So you take your dough. I use about that much. Stick it in my flour. I give it a little flip. A little bit of flip in that flour. And I don't fool with them a whole bunch. So kind of do like that little pat motion right there. And see, with the flour on my hands, I'm making a mess, I know, but I'm also the cleaner too. But that's what you want right there. Put it in that pan of butter. And you can even give it a flip. But you don't have to though. Because like I said, I don't fool with them a whole bunch, so they're kind of tender. But they're going to rise up real good. I like that. And we call them cat heads because they all look different. You know, if you look at a cat head, an actual cat head, you know, you can line up 10 cats and all their heads look different. But yeah, I'm going to ask my sister if I can get a picture of their cat. They had a cat for many, many years, and she passed away maybe a year ago or so. But she was part of the family for a long time. And if I could use a cat on my thumbnail, maybe she'll allow it. Maybe my brother-in-law will allow it. But just kind of in memorial to Ariel, the cat. But anyway, yep, cat head biscuits. That's what they are. All right. That's the finished product before I put them in the oven. But I like to take a little bit of Crisco, put it on my hand like this, just put a little bit on top. Kind of seal it off a little bit, give it a little bit of crust on top, make it brown up real good. But I'll tell you, there's a little crusty critter underneath my feet that likes to get in my way. Pablo and Purdy. Pablo is a loaf of bread. So anyway, after this, I'm going to get started on my sausage milk gravy. Or milk sausage gravy. I don't know. It ain't milk. It ain't milk chocolate. But anyway, it's milk sausage gravy. Anyway, I hope y'all having a good morning so far. Or whenever you watch this, I hope you're having a good day. But I appreciate all y'all. We're going to put these in the oven once I finish this tedious situation up. What sausage do y'all like? How do y'all like making y'all sausage gravy? But I also have a new tool in the kitchen, if I can find it. Here it is. So, got one of these professional meat choppers.
Get to the chopper.
So I'm gonna review it. Take the tag off. My wife got it off of Amazon. See how it works. Should work just fine. Give it a chop. Oh yeah, it's a professional, all right. What makes it a professional, I wonder? All right, we're gonna get that brown down, and then I'll show you all the rest of the steps. It's browning down real good. I'm gonna add a little butter to give it a little more body before I add the flour. You can do, I used to do it several different ways. I would take all the sausage out and put it in like a strainer of some type to get the grease off of it, and then I would put my my flour in just the grease and not the sausage, and I would let it kind of cook for a little bit. But you can put the flour straight on top of the sausage. It doesn't really matter. It all turns out about the same. So, but I'm gonna add some butter to this. All right, it's about time to add the flour and the milk. But first, a little bit of caffeine. So the same flour I was using to roll the biscuits around in, I'm going to dump in there. And the little chopper thing worked good. The meat chopper, whopper, whatever. But I feel like I can do the same thing with a spatula. Just kind of cover all that flour in there. And that's it. That's all you do. Let it cook for a little while. If you need to add some more flour to it, you can. But this is probably just enough. All right, we're going to add the milk. Let it cook down. Turn the fire on low. And it'll take a little bit of time to thicken up. And we got whole milk. You can use 2% milk or whatever you would like. You can probably use water and be just, I mean, I don't think it would be as good, but yeah, go from there. See it's starting to thicken up a little bit? There it is. Thicken up a lot, actually. But that's good. That's what you want. Add your little salt and a little bit of pepper. I'm going to add some Tony's to mine once I plate mine because I like Tony's. Or maybe Tony's Shenanigans could sponsor this video. Ha! Sponsorship is kind of I think it's a very vague statement when YouTubers are like, oh, this so-and-so sponsored my video. Maybe so, but I know in the early run, there's no way a sponsor could cover the cost of just editing and the time, you know. I'll have to add a little bit more milk to that because you see how it is. It's getting real thick. But that's what you want. You want gravy. You don't want no soup. So, all right, it's biscuit time. So look at that. Yes, indeed. When you pull them out, you just get you some butter. I'll do that. Give them a little dollop of butter. And you can eat them with whatever you want to eat them with. Jelly, jam, apple butter, honey, whatever you prefer. So, yeah, of course you can open them up and put the gravy on them. And that's what we're going to do. So, that's what you want the gravy to look like right there. Whew, it's hot. See? Open that up like that. This is a train wreck. So, yeah. So, put your gravy on there.